Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very welcome. So today's map, I think you're gonna like it. It's a last minute stand-in. I had to switch things over at the very last second, and because of which I made a slight mistake with the light settings, and the first half of today's show before the intermission will be a little bit darker than I would have ideally liked it. But when we go and have a look at the details in the second half of the show, we'll be back up to standard brightness. So but you'll still be able to see plenty. It's just, I apologise. And I apologise to the creator for not showing off their map to its fullest potential, but it was a bit of a panic. Anyway, before we go any further and panic anymore, it's time for that daily reminder. That's right, hitting the like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day, so thanks very much for your support. Today's map is Tai'Ba, TwoSprings by Tai'Ba. Always good to get your name in the title, makes it easier to find. If only you could know how to spell Tai'Ba to start off with, which obviously you do, but if I didn't. Anyway, there's your start square. I know what I'm talking about, sometimes. Resources look like that. Usable but not impactful. There you go, that's my definition of that. And then off to the workshop. Now, it doesn't look like there's much in the workshop except for there is a one-click collection, and there is quite a bit in there, which I'll let you pause at your discretion. I do actually have Daylight Classic. I explain this every time. I'm using the old version of Daylight Classic so that I can do things with the Cube Map Replacer, but that's not required for today's show. But it saves me swapping between Daylight Classics, but I do have Daylight Classic and we are using it. Anyway, all of that stuff, feel free to pause it and have a little look down there. Quite a lot of stuff. Okay, may not look like it's full of stuff, this map, but it really is. It's a proper desert map, and again, I apologise for it being slightly darker than I would like it to be. There's not too much to talk about because we're just driving along a plain old road through the desert. But I better explain why we have a last minute change. Again, I'm not going to be giving too many details here because of reasons. But those of you that saw Monday's show, the intro to Monday's show, where I explained that there were things that had happened, well, more things happened on the same subject. Again, I'm not going to judge. It's not my position to judge. And anybody is within their right to take things off of the workshop at any given time. But today's map, which I was really looking forward to doing, in fact, I'd had a glance at what was coming, and honestly, I had a really good chance of being an all-star map. Seriously. Didn't actually get down to ground level within the map, but honestly, from what I've seen, it was gonna be a close call. But anyway, it's no longer on the workshop. In fact, the creator of that map has taken a lot of their things down from the workshop, and I have a personal message to that creator. Please reconsider. If you see today's video, please reconsider. We've got a first intersection here. It's a junction rather than intersection. We'll keep going. Yes, please do reconsider. Reason why I say that is your work is it's really good. I was going to say top drawer, but it's superb. You know that. Your work is loved. It's used by thousands and anticipated by thousands, and it's. I know. I can empathise. I genuinely can empathise, but just I would say is just think of the people that haven't got a clue what I'm talking about. There's going to be a lot. There's going to be a load of people out there going, what is BonBonB whirring on about? Yes, just think about those. They haven't got a clue what is going on. You're stopping them from the enjoyment of what is top drawer work. So anyway, as I said, there's not too much to look at down here. We're just driving through a desert. There's plenty to look at on this map. It's not going to be as boring as it appears. It's one of those desert maps that really shines when I've got the lights on. We do have a really interesting asset today as well, so prepare yourself for this one. As we seem to be in Australia, I thought, how about an Australian asset too? So, got just the thing. The Sydney Opera House by Robert, or Robert. I still don't know, but now we're seeing the Sydney Opera House. I'm going with Robert. Definitely sounds more Aussie than Robert, doesn't it? Yes, a great asset. Spot on. You look at some of the details on here as I zoom in, and I'll do a factoid because factoids. Winston Churchill wrote A History of the English-Speaking Peoples at the age of 82. Well, I suppose he would have been a bit bored after all that work. Anyway, look at the detail inside it. Just glorious. I'm obviously clipping through it, but lovely stuff. Great work. Not all of the detail. We've got some more detail down here as well. If we can zoom in and have a little look at the black. Look at that. Anyways, that's not all. There's a little sub-asset that you can grab and stick with it. And when you switch the lights off, you get this light projector show that's based on real-life things. There are multiple options that you can grab with those. But anyway, Badu Gili and Sydney Opera House prop pack and all that stuff by Robert. That's today's asset of the day. Back to the time. And back to the roads. Yes, that sub-asset, it's a pack of a whole bunch of different bits. But you need, obviously, all the props and stuff. Like anarchy and you know, if you're doing detailing, it takes a little bit of a wiggle to get it in place, but it's well worth it, especially for that night view. Glorious. Anyways, yes, back to those. Now, first point of interest, we've taken all this way. That was, by the way, that was the start square. Okay, right. Now, intersections. Nothing wrong with them. I'm not blown away. If there is anything wrong with the whole map, well, we've got a little bit of traffic flow issue with traffic merging across itself. A bit of traffic manager will fix that. I'm pretty sure that's the best way to go with that. And the down ramp here is just a little bit steeper than I would like it to be. Right there. Doesn't have to be absolutely parallel with the other ramp, but it's just a little bit steeper than I would like it. Minuscule things. Honestly, there's really not that much wrong with this map today. It's just a question of, do you want to be building on a red desert? It's a map designed really for small settlements in the desert. And if that's the sort of city you're looking if that's the sort of settlements that you want to build, another one of these, again with the same traffic flow issue like that. If you're playing unmodded, that might be difficult to fix. Excuse me, croak. And that slopes much better on this particular one. Could still be smoother, but that is much better. I could deal with that one. And then that goes off towards the fog, which means the rail. Now, we're going to have a look at the rail. We'll probably head down to ground level. There's a little bit of loss of immersion on the rail, because although it looks like a realistic map, some of the slopes on the rail are just distracting. Honestly, does it make any difference? No. Will a lot of you not care? I'm sure a lot of you won't care, and that's fine. This is just for the realists amongst you that want it to be, if you're going to have a realistic map like downhill, going downhill quite fairly steeply there, and yeah, definitely more than the 1 in 100, 2 in 100 sort of like slopes that we kind of like allow for. Oh, sorry, I forgot we fall through bridges. But anyway, yes, the rail is, it's okay. The route is fine. I can deal with the route. We'll have a look at some of the terrain lines instead. That'll be easier to, the terrain lines. Never mind. Okay, back on. Shall we go back on the rails again? Just have a little look. See, it's not too bad. It's fine. It's fine. Unless you tell me otherwise in the comments, which is what the comments are there for. And I do learn from you guys sometimes. Yeah, every time you guys comment and tell me in your droves that I'm wrong, I learn and I adjust the show accordingly and adjust my opinions too. Because sometimes I am wrong. Shh, don't tell people. Yes, so anyway, we've got a little bit. We'll have a look at down that siding after the intermission, where it'll be brighter, because there is some detailing down there that I think you're going to like. Anyway, yes, there was a lot of trees to subscribe to, and I think they're being used well on this map. The theme is great. if very red, but then it's Central Australia. Of course it's going to be red. And all told, I think this is one of the best desert maps I have seen for a long time. Certainly since Douglas was very active, giving us those great desert maps that he was doing. Anyways, we are just about at the end of the rail. When we come back after the intermission, the lights will be on and everything will be much, much brighter. But until then, here's Zack.
Are you confused by all those buttons running along the top and bottom of the screen? And what was that icon for again? Does anyone know? Then you need BonBonB's Beginner's Guide to the User Interface. Click the information button now.
Right, shipping. Obviously there isn't any. But we do have air routes, okay? And the air routes are perfectly fine. If you want to get an airport down here, you're sorted. We do have this crisscross in the middle, which is a little bit... well, it works. It works. Nothing really stops too much of right angle turnings, but it's there. It's fine, and probably most people won't notice. Water flow. There isn't much. We've got two springs, okay? That's what the map is called. This is one of them, and if you're going to draw water from here, I mean, I think basically this is definitely a map built for custom assets, because that is kind of like, no, it's not going to look pretty at the very best of ways of how you do it. Also, there's no water flow there, so it's kind of like just going to refill from the same spot. Anyway, lights are on. Hooray! Sorry about that, everybody. Sorry about for earlier, but we're back. We're back. We can see what we're doing now. What should we have a look at first? Plenty of flat build plane, a few hills going on around, shaping the map, and then when you come down to ground level, just look. What a lovely vista. This is great. Just point out, if you insist on using prop snapping because of your detailing habits, there's a lot of rocks in the detailing here that will hover. As I learnt to my error, this is why we've got a change of lights actually, because I was recording the Sydney Opera House, and that needed prop snapping to get that little lit up section in place, Badu Gili, and when I came down to do this area, well, the rocks are floating. So yes, if you prop snapper, then this isn't going to be a map for you. But if you're not, then that's fine. Go for it. Play, have some fun. Got a really good hot spring going on here. We had one the other week. I think this is done even better, and I can't believe I'm saying that. But it just looks amazing with the. It's like a mist rather than smoke. It's beautifully done. Well done. A little oasis amongst here. That's really, really nice again. I mean, the whole thing just feels real. And I mean, I don't come from this neck of the woods. I don't live in a desert country, but this is certainly how I perceive it to be. And Tai'Ba has done an amazing job. And look at the tree coverage. Don't forget, in the desert, things grow in the desert. They do. And we've got a lot of trees over the entirety of the map, just bringing away. If you're going to do a desert map, don't just do the Sahara, for goodness sakes. With just sways and sways of sand dunes. Anyway, we'll just show you those water spawn points, how like you just got the one main one down there. I'd like a second one just a little way down there, just to get the water motion a little bit as we're going to be working from there. This is a dried out completely. I like it. I think it's inspired. Now, I did promise you a little bit of detailing at the end of the railway line, and what we have is a settlement. I like it. It's an interesting factory. It's not an everybody's favourite factory, but I likes. We've got that going on there. The detailing work there is really good. We have we've got a tip there already in place, or a dump, or whatever phrase you want to use. We also have a little abandoned settlement here with a little abandoned garage there. A few little bits here that will remind me a little bit of Duvo, just a little bit of St Catherine's Point, like there. Plus, of course, the Lucas Church from Armesto, which I've used as well. Only I use mine underwater, and there's hardly any water on this map at all. And then we've got the abandoned railway station, which somebody seems to be living there because we've got smoke on the go. But yeah, look at this, just completely run down. Just feels great. It's an amazing bit of detailing, and all credit to Tai'Ba for that. And this line, almost broken in places. It just like stops dead, a little gap, and then we've got a little the tree there, and the hovering catenary there. Oops. Yeah, I think it just works really well. I love it. I'll say I love it. I'm sad we didn't have the map we wanted to see today, but I'm glad I found this one instead, because it is glorious in a completely different way from what we would have been seeing. Is it going to get 5 stars though? Ooh. Anyway, your chance to vote on the map. Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the viewer's choice top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. It's got to be, isn't it? It's got to be in the top 10. Even if you don't like desert maps, it's a nice one. Right, okay, so aesthetically, I don't know what more they could have done. I don't. Even allowing for my light settings in the first half of the show, even then it was basically pushing 5. It is a 5-star map for aesthetics. Well done. Very well done. Of course, a lot of assets to get those aesthetics, but it's good. Detailing across the whole, excellent. I'm just going to point out, like I say, you've got those down ramps, or the down ramp on the intersection. I just feel that I don't know, it's something. I'm giving 4. I don't know. It's hard. I don't know. Gameplay. This is the one for me. Gameplay. If you want to play on this map for this sort of style build, it's great. Don't think it has a lot of other options. I'm going to give it 3 stars for gameplay potential because it's playable, but it's probably just a once through. But it gets the BonBonB seal of approval. 3 stars for gameplay. You can still get that seal of approval if everything falls into place for what it is, and what it is a well created piece of work. Well done, Tai'Ba. Glad to see it. Really glad to see it. Well, thanks for watching, for commenting, for liking, and for subscribing. Join me tomorrow for the Steam Weekly Chart Show. Yes, it's still going. And if you haven't seen that Top 100 Creators, that is going to be on screen now. Do go and check that one out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you very soon.